Hello, Katrina. Thanks for having me on the show today. Being a woman in today's society is hard because everyone wants you to be this perfect housewife with the perfect kids, having dinner on the table when your husband gets home from work. And the fact is, sometimes there's just not enough time in one day to get everything done. That's a good question. The hardest struggle about being a military wife is getting used to the routine. Having your husband home every day, having help with the kids, and then one day he's gone. He's deployed, and you are now a single mom. And that 7 months is the longest 7 months. I think that's the hardest part about being a military wife. Well, Katrina, I find the military community to be both supportive and judging. You have some really good friends who are always there for you no matter what. They help you through any deployment, any training. You can call them at 2 in the morning and they're perfectly okay with answering their phone. But then you have the other wives who, because their husband's rank is higher than your husband's, they don't want to hang out with you. Or because your house isn't spotless when they came over for lunch. Or maybe you did something that they don't approve of while your husband's deployed. It's not really different than any other city. You have friends, you have enemies, you have drama. You just have to pick and choose who you hang out with and who is going to be there to help you.
Well, first of all, Katrina, let me say thank you for having me on the show. The hardest part about being a Marine for me is being away from my family and being away from the ones that I love. I love the job that I do, and I like the sense of accomplishment that I get out of doing it, but it's never easy to be away from the ones that you want to be with. The cons of deployment are obviously being away from my family and being away from the ones that I love, which is the hardest part of being a Marine. The pros are that I get a sense of accomplishment, that I'm doing something worthwhile and doing something that will have an impact on other people's lives for the better. And the extra pay really doesn't help either. Previous to this, I've been on a MEU, a Marine Expeditionary Unit, where I was on a ship floating around the Mediterranean and off the coast of Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. After this, I'll be going over to Afghanistan, where I will be somewhere in southern Afghanistan doing missions with my unit. I can honestly say that I knew that the Marine Corps was going to affect my relationships, but it wasn't the primary thought at the time that I was joining. I was most worried about my relationship with myself and where I was in my life. So I had to solve that relationship before I could even think or consider other ones. The Crucible is the culminating event in boot camp. It combines all of the skills that the recruits had to learn during the training, as well as their physical capabilities and their mental desire to become Marines. It's a 3-day grueling exercise that tests every part of who you are.